Can you provide your insights on the interconnectedness between cyber and physical security, and if how companies are addressing it? Great question.
I'll jump in.
Please, Steve.
Since I've managed multiple and converged organizations of cyber and physical security, I think the touch points for them are essential, and they will continue to happen, whether you're doing instant response or you have that laptop that got stolen from a car. So there's a physical event and a cyber event with that. So these organizations need to communicate together, but they also need to communicate the risk to the company together up to the top. So I think that converged model is very important. A lot of companies are bouncing back and forth. Some have had it for years. Others are still talking about it or don't want to converge them. Finding the right person to lead them is a challenge, but I think having the right staff within those organizations and the collaboration between those organizations, that needs to be built over years. And as you do that, somebody's going to bubble to the top that can help lead that function and represent that risk to the board, to the executive team. So one security picture.
Yeah. Hey, Sean. Yeah, good question. Good to see you as well. I recently have been, for about the last 5 or 6 years, I've been really interested in the malicious use of artificial intelligence. Presented a paper at GridSecCon last October, and actually have a webinar on that tomorrow. But I think that the future threat actor use of AI is going to increasingly show some of these interconnectedness between cyber and physical security. Right now, we're looking at things like deep fakes and their increased spear phishing and everything else, and we're focused on more of the IT side of things. But as the threat actors continue to mature their capabilities and learn how to use AI, we're going to think they're going to be able to, use a swarm of drones potentially to go after some transmission and distribution centers that we aren't prepared for at this point in time. If you look at all the other automated vehicles that we have, for everything from tractors and other types of aspects, they're going to be able to learn potentially how to control those. And are we really baking cybersecurity into a lot of those types of aspects? And the list goes on. And some of those types of things, that was even said by one of the DHS leads about 4 or 5 months ago, is they're going to continue to look at things and come up with some different attack vectors against the physical environment that we haven't even thought about. And the other one that's maybe not the total physical, but usually falls within the owner of the physical security, right, Steve, is for your executive protection. They're going to continue to use AI to go after your executives and look at different ways to either influence the company to do something, not to do something, or to hold them, at risk. So we have definitely that interconnectedness now that we are aware of that a cyber event could cause a physical event in a power plant and cause even potential death. But we're going to see that increase over the next 2 to 5 years, in my opinion. Over.
That's great. Thank you, Dennis, for that. Betsy, any comments there?
I love what Steve said about making sure that if the organizations are separate, the message should be converged to the senior leadership team, because one doesn't work without the other. It really does need to be a partnership. And I've seen it in organizations where they fall under the same leader. I've seen it where they fall under different leaders, but it doesn't negate the fact that they must work together. And also from an employee perspective, I think the education piece on this is also critical. In the energy sector, we've done so much over the years on physical security of don't tailgate, don't let people in, use your badge, et cetera. I've often found a very effective way to push cyber is to take those same physical security lessons from a cultural perspective and applying it to the cyber side. So, I think that there's also that piece of it too, of learn culturally what has worked well in physical security space and start to use a lot of that same language on the cyber side. And it does, show a marked increase for both organizations. So, go together to the table and then learn and steal and beg, and watch what the physical side has done and apply it to the cyber side.
Yeah. I mean, the conversations I've had with my clients over the past, say, 3 to 4 years is definitely that